any of the characters within the X universe. There were so many X books. You know, there was X-Men, X-Factor, X this, X that, Excalibur, Wolverine. You know, maybe 2 Wolverine titles or something. But so every year they would have this retreat where they take all the ex-writers, and we'd have to go to some hotel in some place where you couldn't do anything else but just sit in this hotel. And it was like, I remember one year it was like at Girl Scout headquarters up in Westchester or something. It was someplace in the middle of the woods. And it was always a place that had good food, you know, good, you know. So you stay there for 3 days, you know, cooped up with all the other people. And over those 3 days, you sit in a conference room and work out all the X continuity for the entire year. You know, and a lot of times that got really sort of bitter because everybody had their own little bailiwicks. Well, you know, you can't take Jubilee, she's going to be doing this, or you can't, no, I'm trying, you know, and sometimes it would be like just horrible shouting and screaming and ranting. But the directive was by the end of that 3 days, we had to have it all ironed out. I always thought it was excruciating. It was so excruciating that I usually gained about 5 pounds. Because, you know, the food was the only escape, you know. The one I remember the most was the big fight about sucking the adamantium out of Wolverine. What was left after the adamantium got sucked out? People just screaming, bone claws, bone claws. What the hell? And the fight just went on and on. It was just really horrific. You know, people just got. No, you can't suck it out of him. But no, it's going to be great. You know, just wait. You know, I learned not to try to fight this stuff too much. You know, because I'd gone through this with G.I. Joe. You know, they said, "Well, we're going to kill Cobra Commander," and I'd go, "That's really stupid." You know, the only fight I won like that with G.I. Joe was like not having the dreadnoughts be Ewoks. You know. They were originally going to be like these cute teddy bears. You know. And I said, no, it's not going to work. But so by the time we got to the Wolverine bone claws thing, I'd learned, you know, I'm not going to fight it. You know, if this is what they want to do, I'll try to make the best out of it. You know, like, and that's what led to an issue of Wolverine I did that was extremely popular. It was all about the aftermath of getting the adamantium drawn out of them, and this traumatic experience in the plane coming back into the atmosphere, and how he deals with it, you know, afterwards, and him saying goodbye to Jubilee and leaving the mansion. And you know, every time stuff like this is imposed on me, I think it's an opportunity to try to like really push and take something that like seems like awful, and you know, do something with that sow's ear, and you know, do what you have to do to make that silk purse out of it. And lots of times, you know, when they do this with a character, you end up strengthening the character. You know, you're forced to find that thing that makes the character overcome whatever's there. And it turns out to be a good thing.
So that, if we take a look at that, when I read,
okay.
when I read those issues as a kid, it inspired me enough to write a letter. It's the only time I ever wrote a letter into one of the comic books, right? Mm-hmm. Got published in issue 76, or in issue 79 rather, about issue 76, which was the direct aftermath of the adamantium thing. So, could you read the letter and then answer the questions for me?
Dear Cutting Edge, I just finished reading issue 76. This storyline is great. Lady Deathstrike's return was a good idea. Wolverine's tracing back to find out about his adamantium skeleton, who installed it, will keep me reading for a while. I must admit that I was steamed when Wolverine lost his adamantium, but when I read number 76, it changed my outlook completely. I still see all that gritty character which makes Logan so real, as well as a deeper sense of thought and, well, fear in Logan. He's human. I have a few questions. I heard that Sabretooth somehow received Wolverine's adamantium. Is this true? I also heard Sabretooth is going to replace Wolverine in the X-Men. 3. Will Wolverine battle Spiral soon? I don't know if I even remember the answers to number 1 and 2. I don't think Sabretooth got the adamantium. I sort of lost track of Sabretooth. I mean, there's so much stuff that I didn't actually read all of it, you know. But I did write the Sabretooth miniseries, so. Sabretooth did not replace Wolverine in the X-Men, so. But Wolverine did battle Spiral in a later issue, right? You know, in fact, I may have gotten the inspiration to do that from this letter.
Oh, yeah? That's incredible.
Well, you know, because I
did you read
it's a habit I got into doing G.I. Joe, is that I would read all the letters. I mean, and I got a lot of letters. I got something like 200 letters a week in G.I. Joe, and I would read them all. And Marvel printed me up all these postcards, and with a little balloon, and I would write like a little personal reply to, you know, anybody that actually specifically asked stuff. I'd send them back a postcard.
I don't remember the fucking
but
postcard
reading the letters really, you know, helped me a lot, because, like, you know, kids are really honest. You know, if they don't like something, they'll tell you. And you know, if lots of kids didn't like something, it was just gone. You know, if they like something, you got twice as much of it. You know, so the popularity of characters really based on this is sort of like a public opinion poll. You know, it's like, you know, there was more Snake Eyes because people like Snake Eyes. You know, people like Baroness. People like, you know, people liked Cobra Commander. Yeah, but you know, it is I really do think that maybe this is why I did that Spiral storyline.
I can't even handle you telling me that. You shouldn't have told me that. I can't handle that.
Well, you know, because sometimes you don't, you know, somebody will write in and say, hey, you know, blah, blah, blah. And you just go, wow, you know, maybe that is a good idea. You know, it's like, and I probably didn't even know who Spiral was or something. I went and looked it up. I was like, wow, she's a great looking costume. You know, It's a hot babe in this great sort of armor. Let's do it.
You know what's fucked up? I have no idea who Spiral is sitting here right now.